Hello, good evening, and welcome to Thingamajig's Racing Channel. This evening, for your entertainment, we will be looking back at Sunday evening's Ultimate Racing League GRSC Season 2 League 5 Round 7. How lucky we are. Hi guys, yeah, I don't know, I was trying to do that 50s broadcaster. Yes, Round 7, we're moving fastly, speedily into the second half of this championship. After this round, only 3 more to go. Now, I've got a table, but we know League 5 has had its issues throughout this season with attendance, so the table's a bit mismatched, but we'll you know, there's always someone to race for points. That's what I like to think of it. So we'll go through the table. Well, no, we'll tell you everything about what's going on. I'm rushing, ladies and gentlemen. It's round 7 at Fuji, and it's an endurance race, ladies and gentlemen. For an endurance race, our pilots need to navigate 27 times around the Fuji track. Whilst doing this, they must use all 3 racing compound tyres. That'll be the softs, the mediums, and the hards. And they must use all 3 compounds for a minimum of 3 laps, ladies and gentlemen. They are the rules of the endurance. So now I can tell you the table. Oh, see, it was worth it. Right then, the table then, as it stands. Double A Ron Geary is sitting aloft at the top on 239 points. In second is our hungry Hungarian Toten with 205 points. Geary getting away with it. Brian Moncani is sitting in third on 159 points. It's a struggle for him to try and match this championship, but I'm sure he is going to give it his best shot. GS Myth, or Get Smurfed, is fourth on 107 points. See, this is where it starts getting a bit spacious. Then we've got YT in 5th place on 96 points. Then we have Freak. Oh, what's his bloody nickname? I don't remember. In 7th on 88 points. Then we have Sunes in 8th on 79 points. Then we have Stubby in 9th on 64 points. Then Eric of Canada 10th on 62 points. Then we have Mika in 11th on 58 points. Then we have Hoppers in 12th on 54 points. It's so close, isn't it? Pork Sports 13th with 39 points, ahead of Callum in 14th on 24 points, and then Kalash Racing 15th on 14 points, and now last 16th Sully on 4 points. But I think them last 3 are not partaking at the moment. So what have we got today at Fuji for 27 laps? Get your dubby in, ladies and gentlemen. Get your Eldridge air conditioning ramped up, because it's going to get hot in this schnizzle. Let's have a look at our grid then. After 10 minutes of qualifying around a very tricky and technical track, especially near the end, is the Fuji Speedway. Let's have a look. So, on pole position, ladies and gentlemen, it's preordained. It is said in the ancient texts, pole position for League 5, class of 25, should always and will always go to Double A Ron. Again, ladies and gentlemen, another pole position for the Alpha Tauri driver. Unbelievable stuff in his Ford Mustang. They're all Mustangs. Now, this is interesting. In second place, we have and by the way, Double A Ron is starting this race on the medium tyre. Do you know what? It's unfortunate. I don't know if he likes me calling him Double A Ron or not. There's never been any kind of comment about it. but we move up the leagues and he's going to get promoted, and guess who's going to be his commentator next season? He's probably can't wait to get to the end of this season and shake off Double Aaron. And now, as it turns out, I'm coming with you, buddy. So in second place is my man Mini in the Rizla Mustang. Amazing stuff from Mini there. He'll be starting this race on those soft tyres. He's going racy up against the Double Aaron. Now, many have brought their game to Double Aaron, but they have not managed to get on top of him. So can Mini do just that today? And his teammate, is this some sort of team tactic beforehand? It's Mika, ladies and gentlemen, in his Rizla Mustang, and they are both starting on the soft tyre against the Double Aaron's medium tyre. So there is going to be tactics, big tactics going into this race, ladies and gents. I believe the Rizzlers are going to just want to bolt and leave the AlphaTauri behind. Fourth place then, ladies and gents, is Brian Moncani, also starting this race on the soft tyre. And only fourth on the grid, but it's been better than his recent qualifying. So Brian Moncani on the move. He usually shuffles himself up into the top half of the finishing places by the end of the race. So, hey, there's every chance we could see the Monk on the top here by the end. And then in sixth place, ladies and gentlemen, it's Stubbs. BTCC Stubbs back in the house. And we know he has speed and he has a can-do attitude. He's starting in fifth on the medium tyres for the Rocket team, ladies and gents. Then in sixth place, we have Eric of Canada. Oh, Canada. So, yes, our man Eric of Canada, he is starting on those soft tyres, and he was lively the last race. So he's got a big, big mountain here at Fuji to climb during this race. Not the one at the side of the track, the one on the track. His own personal mountain, ladies and gents. Oh, it's good to see a Grello car on the grid, and this one belongs to Souness, ladies and gentlemen, starting in seventh. And he is donning a pair of hard tyres. He is getting them slow tyres out the way early doors. And then in the final position, it's Get Smurfed, ladies and gentlemen, GS Smurf. And he is starting on the soft tyre. So we have a full mixed bag of strategies sitting aloft the grid right in front of us. In the chat, we've got our man Vodka Rob saying, good evening, sir. And Vodka Rob saying, double A sounds. Now, why can't I look? Oh, yeah, I got it. Sounds cool. Yeah, well, I was thinking like a James Bond thing, like, 007, he's double A Ron. That was the thinking behind it, anyway. And plus, I was listening to a lot of ghetto rap at the time on Spotify. I was going through the whole Easy-E and Dr. Dre war diss tracks. So everyone was getting rap names at the time. Let's get on with this race then, shall we? Double A Ron then leads them away ahead of the Mini and Mika. And remember, these guys are on the soft tyre and they are gunning for the Geary, ladies and gentlemen. No playing, no hesitation, just pure racing. And we are on now, ladies and gentlemen. Mika in third, Brian Moncani again on them soft tyres. It is going to be a big job for Geary today to try and keep all of the Mustangs behind, because all of the Mustangs are going to be gunning for him. Stubbsy, don't forget, he started on those medium tyres, so he's going to just be holding ground. And Eric of Canada already with Souness, while the tyres are cold, he's trying to make hay, ladies and gentlemen, and he's pushing on with those hard tyres, and Eric of Canada is feeling that heat. Stubbs at the moment, like I said, holding ground. Brian Moncani just bringing his tyres in nice and easy, but Mini is all up and in a business of the Geary, and Double Aaron, he's having to try and run away from the Rizzler duos. Got any skins? So Mini then chasing him down with Mika playing tail gunner for now, but I'm telling you, there's teamwork aloft and being done right in front of our very own eyes, ladies and gentlemen. And the Alpha Tauri is the lone car today. No Toten to back up our man Geary, but I don't know if he'd back him up because Papaya rules, ladies and gentlemen. Those two are teammates and they are dicing for the championship. Brian Moncani then holding ground ahead of the Stubbs on those medium tyres, getting his run in. And Eric of Canada on the soft tyres now. He is breathing and his tyres are up to temperature, and now he can move subtly away from Sunes. GS Smith as well on those soft tyres, and he'll be hoping to catch the Grello car up pretty soon. Geary still leading this race, ladies and gentlemen. Where's the Mini? Oh my word, Geary had an absolute corker of a lap on those medium tyres, and he is the teacher. And he is schooling our boys today. Mika going for a move on his teammate. There was a clonk, but nothing serious, no problem. Although Mini has gone a little wide there, and it's left him very, very vulnerable to the Moncani. But he's a very gentle man. I'm sure the overtake will be absolutely delicate and, oh, beautiful. Like ballet. Like absolute ballet. But for poor Mini, that is not how he wanted his race to start, and he's got to pull his schnizzle together because the Stubbs is not too far behind. Oh, now Mika's going wide. Mika's going wide. The two Rizzlers are nearly falling over each other. Brian Moncani moves up into second place, and all the meanwhile, Double Aaron makes his escape, ladies and gentlemen. Call it the Great Escape. And now Mika slowing. Is that Mika slowing even more down? Oh, it's side-by-side action here. Oh, my word, ladies and gentlemen. But Mika, yeah, losing a lot of chunk of time. A hunk of time, ladies and gents. And Stubbs is into it. He's up for it. Mini up into third, and Brian Moncani, like a absolute legend, comes through. But now Brian Moncani struggling in the technical section, and Mini is all up and about him. Excuse me. Mika in fourth, Stubbs in fifth. Eric of Canada is hot on the action, ladies and gentlemen. He is up for a bit of racing today here at Fuji. They'll be picking up a nice tow from the Moncani, and now Mini having a look, having a peekaboo moment, side by side, the tow helping him through into the braking zone. Can the Brian show him how the brakes are applied in this corner, or is Mini going to be safe and onto the apex? Beautiful stuff from Mini, but Brian Moncani having a sniff, a whiff up the inside, and now it's another drag race, but Mini does slightly have the edge on the Moncani there. Mika trying to fend off Stubbs coming in hot and heavy with his medium tyres, doing very well. Mini then and Brian Moncani going back ahead of our Mini. The Double Aaron absolutely flying and getting out of dodge. Oh, side-by-side action again from the Moncani and Mini, and it's unbelievable stuff that we are witnessing, ladies and gentlemen. Side-by-side, virtually all the way around. Brian Moncani just getting the edge and getting ahead, and Mika having to worry about the Stubbs. The Stubbs going for a late break onto Mika. It's not done. It's not complete. Mika's still got his car in the way, and Stubbs has to put up with fifth. And with Stubbs on the attack, he's got to watch out for Eric of Canada, who is on the soft tyre, the faster tyre, and he'll be looking for an opportunity to get past the Rocket Mustang. Meanwhile, the Rizzlers are still on the attack, but they're behind Yorkshire T at the moment and Double Aaron. Could it go any sweeter, any better for our man Geary? It is all falling into place. Didn't he have a race like this last week where they all fell over each other behind him and he just bolted? The man is a lucky mofo, ladies and gentlemen. Stubbsy and Eric of Canada all duking it out, and this is even Stevens racing here, ladies and gentlemen, between these set of racers. Brian Moncani trying to break the toe, and Mini just trying to stay in this action, with Mika in fourth, keeping the Stubbs at bay. The Stubbs on those medium tyres, holding ground with the soft tyres. This will bode well. Although I think I went faster on the medium tyres, I much preferred them. They were so much better on the Lamborghini. I didn't like the soft tyres too much myself. Bit oversteery. So a double A Ron then, heading around all by himself. He's probably thinking there's another glitch in this game where all the drivers have disappeared. Brian Moncani though, clever stuff maybe. Looking after his tyres, we know Brian is the Professor. Professor Bry, we should call him. Not Bry, because I'm sure if you're called Brian, you hate being called Bry. So, Professor Brian, or Professor Dr. Moncani. But he's a clever driver, ladies and gentlemen. Looks after everything. Doesn't just go for hell and leather. He looks after his tyres, looks after the fuel. The man is an operation all of himself. Double A Ron though, flying in the medium tyres with the fastest lap so far, 48.7. 48.7? What's that then? 49.3. Sorry, I left my glasses on. I couldn't read it. It looked blurry. 50.0 for Mini and 49.9 for Mika. So this is exciting, ladies and gentlemen. Double A Ron then cutting the line to start lap 5. Now Souness, we haven't kept an eye out. He still hasn't pitted, ladies and gentlemen, and this is the 4th lap, his fourth rotation. He only had to do the 3, but he's taking those hard tyres later into the race. Interesting stuff. Just behind Get Smurfed, who's a little bit away from his teammate Eric of Canada, who's now behind. No, he was always behind Stubbs. Stubbs was trying to get ahead of Mika. There we go. Brian Moncani and Mini, you still can't split them. And Mini now taking the fastest lap of the race. And that's got to make Double A Ron a little bit more concerned. Although still 48s, he's probably thinking, oh, well, he doesn't know they're on softs, does he? There's no way, really, of knowing until people start pitting. So Brian Moncani then leading them around behind Geary. And Mr. Wilson, Mark Wilson in the chat saying good evening, come on team Alpha Tauri and Geary. And Mark Wilson, a fantastic streamer himself of the races of the URL and others. I think he does tyre shredders as well. I didn't even realise that was a different community, in all fairness. But yes, he does some fabulous streams. They keep me entertained. So I suggest you get yourself over to his channel and check it out, brother. Double A Ron then leads from Brian Moncani. Brian Moncani is feeling the heat, ladies and gentlemen. Get your Eldridge air conditioning ramped up to 11 because it's getting hot in here right now. And Vodka Rob in the chat saying, oh, good evening, Mark. So Mini in the tow, he's going to get a pull here and be able to cut past, hopefully. Thanks for the plug. It's no plug, man. It's a true heartfelt recommendation from me. I wouldn't steer people wrong. I wouldn't send them there if I didn't believe in the quality, my friend. It's great stuff. I think you're one of the best in the biz. Not that this is a biz, but you are good. Mini then in ahead of the Brian Moncani, and Mika is there. That's hopeful for Mika. Brian Moncani being overtook by the Rizzler Mustang, and the Rizzler Mustang now has to scarper. It has to bolt, ladies and gentlemen. It's got to go like grease lightning. And Brian Moncani then having a look. He likes to take the apex tight, and it works for him. Look how close he is now up to the rear dairy air of my man Mini. And Mini is having to defend now. He's giving a tow down this short part up to the chicane. And an absolute tight mofo it is. And this Mustang, I hear, is a little understeery. Doesn't like corners much, so that must be painful each time they go around. But Brian Moncani racing hot and heavy with the Mini. And Mika there in the periphery, and Stubbs doing amazing on those medium tyres. Then we've got Eric of Canada. His tyres are starting to look like they are past their best. That's what I'm going to say. That's my statement. GS Smith is now being caught by Souness, whom is still on his hard tyres, and we are on lap 6. And Mark Wilson saying, hi mate, we'll get League 2 done tomorrow. And Vodkarov saying, our comms guy as well. Mark gets to see me struggling every week. Hey, I like to see it as growing. Now look at this. G Smith's tyres must be, well, they don't look too terrible. Maybe he made a small mistake, but the Souness is all up and about him. Oh no, Mick has lost a position as well. To the Stubbs, that must have been down the straight. He must have got a good time. There we go. Coming into the braking zone, Stubbs is having a look in that big, clear, open space. And Mika now, that's a slower car ahead. Oh no, no, Stubbs went out wide. He didn't get it there. He didn't get it there, ladies and gentlemen. Mika, is that it? Did I just see it for a brief second and went back to it? My word, well done, Mika. Fantastic stuff. So the Stubbs didn't quite make it, but he tried. But he's on the medium tyres, remember. Now Mini isn't being able to pull away too much from the Moncani. He's staying with him, and Mini is leaning on his front left tyre quite heavily. He's going to be feeling that, I'm sure of it by now. He's going to be feeling it's not quite turning in as it ought to. And Brian Moncani, he's looking after it a little bit better. Double A Ron still in this race. He's in the lead, if you wondered. Sorry, Double A Ron, you've got to slow down and race people, or we're not going to watch you driving around doing your expedition race. Mini then in second. Brian Moncani in third. Mika is in all sorts of troubles with the Stubbs. The Stubbs is giving it welly, ladies and gents. Big welly, he's going for the move up the inside. Mika has nothing to defend against that, and it's Stubbsy up and into fourth place, and now he's got a gap for Mini, but Mini's lost a position to Moncani as well. My word, we are switcherooing everywhere here on the track, but Mini got a tow coming out of that final corner, and it's a drag race down to turn 1, ladies and gentlemen, between Rizzler and Yorkshire Tea. And it's still a drag race. Look at it. He didn't get a great tow. Well, there he is. He's pulled ahead now. Now Mika has gone in. He's not happy with those tyres. Oh, yeah, he has used them. And here's the battle between second place. Mini on the apex. He's gone wide. He's gone wide. Brian Moncani pulls it in. And Brian Moncani ends up ahead after turn 1, ladies and gentlemen. Unbelievable stuff in front of our very own eyes. And Mini now down into third. Stubbs moves up to fourth and gets smurfed. Has also pitted. His tyres are not that bad. Maybe he's just, I don't know, maybe he's thought this track sucks. Souness still going on those hard tyres, and Smith not quite getting to his pit lane yet. Double A Ron in the lead. Brian Moncani is now in second. Him and Mini are time sharing that second and third place. They are swapping in every lap virtually. Stubbs maintaining pace. This should come back to him on paper. This should come back to him with the soft tyre, but I think the medium tyre is a little bit more stable is all, and it doesn't go off as quick, so you can get into a nice run. Brian then, he is starting to feel that tyre, I'm sure of it, but Mini must be thinking about a pit stop. He must be. That must be really hurting at the front there, and Stubbs on those medium tyres who's set to carry on. You've got to think about it, haven't you? Mika's pitted. Mika's put on the medium tyre now, and the Smurf has put on his hard tyres. Souness still on his original hard tyres. He's carrying a penalty. Eric of Canada, he's doing all right with his soft tyres, sitting behind Stubbs on the mediums. Mini didn't go in. He fancies another lap in them, and I fear it may be one lap too many, my friend. But we will see. We will see. Double A Ron on his mediums, still enjoying life. And Brian leading Mini down the straight. Stubbs, no sign of a pit stop for our man Stubbs. And Eric of Canada, he's about halfway through that front tyre, but I think he's still got a lap or two left in it. And Souness, he just wants to do that. I think he's just going to do the minimum 3 laps on the softs and the mediums at this rate. Although I do think Souness is a tyre cruncher, so a tyre shredder. So he might be thinking, I'll stay on the hards for a little while there. Mika then waiting for the race to come back to him. He was ahead of Stubbs, so he can't hang about really. He really has to get down and get on with some very heavy and fast pit stops, lap time, sorry, to try and maintain ahead of our man Stubbs. Souness at the moment on those hard tyres, 50 to 51s from the hard tyre, and we can't tell from that. Eric of Canada in 49s on his used soft Stubbs, and 49s. He did a 50 last time around. The mediums are starting to show a little bit, and Mini really is struggling with his against the Brian Moncan. Brian Moncan, I still think he could squeeze a lap or two out of those bad boys, but Mini, he seems to be driving around the problem, but he did do a 150 last time around. And Vodcrob in the chat saying, I don't think there was a massive offset with the tyres here. I'm not, but I'm not fast. It may have been bigger for the guys up front. So Mini still not go. Is he? It looks like he's over there. Yeah, and Mini now calling it quits on those tyres. It's over, Johnny. It's over, Johnny. And Brian Moncani stays out and makes his way around another lap as Stubbs moves forward, but he's picked up a small penalty. Eric of Canada also coming in. Will Souness. Those hard tyres have taken an absolute beating over the last 9 laps, and he's got Mika, who has pitted from the soft to the mediums, heading on up behind him. Souness still fancies the hard tyre for another lap. What's he got up his sleeve, eh? What's he got up of his sleeve? So Mika closing in with his medium tyres, and Mika knows he cannot hang around. Eric of Canada comes out behind, but only just of Mika. Mika looking at Souness, but nothing's on. Eric of Canada then comes out with the medium tyres ahead of his teammate G.S. Smith, gets smurfed, and Eric of Canada onto the mediums, a little bit fresher than Mika's. But Mika's are just coming into their own, as Souness somehow staying ahead of him. Mini come out ahead of them. Ooh, he's gone for his hard run, ladies and gentlemen. This is a test of his skills and his mettle, because he's going to have everyone and anyone coming up behind him, especially his teammate next. Souness, though, seems to be more than a match for Mika. Mika, his tyres still relatively... Well, no, he's done a lap now, and they should be up to temperature. He's having a look up the inside of the Grello car, and he's done it. He's done it. He's landed it, ladies and gentlemen. He has landed it, but Souness making it as difficult as possible, staying there, hanging around and giving him a little bump, saying, come on, move on, move on. Doesn't want to break for these corners. Hang on, this might go funny. I'm trying to take my hat off. Side by side, and Souness, ooh, a little wiggle on that brings them very close together. What's that? Lap 10? Okay. Always thinking of the fun now, ladies and gents. Mika in 5th place then, with Mini in 4th on those hard tyres. They're closing in. Now Souness, is it going to be a pit stop for him this time around? It looks very much like it is, and he has disposed of the worst tyre of the race, but has it put him too far back to make an impact at this point? Gets smurfed on the hard tyre now. It looks like this is his 2nd, 3rd lap on them, so he can pit if he so wishes to. But will the tyres last? There's no way. There's no way. What's he used? The softs and then gone on to the hards. There's no way. I think the mediums are going to last him 17 laps. No, because... Double Aaron, he's on lap 11, and already the medium tyre is looking very agitated. Brian Moncani somehow still keeping the soft tyre going. Stubbs looking after his tyres better than Double Aaron. Double Aaron is struggling with the tyre wear. Was it? Yeah, he's a lot better, surely. I think it's a better than Stubbsy's. Mini then on those hard tyres, still not been caught by his teammate Mika, who's on the medium tyres, and we have Eric of Canada up past... Oh, that's because Souness pitted. He's got out ahead of Get Smurfed. Now Get Smurfed is he's onto his... Oof, he did a bad lap last time around. 203 for Get Smurfed. That's not what he wants. But yeah, that was his 3rd lap, his 4th lap, but I think they're going to have to take the hard tyres a little bit longer. because than 3 laps, because the tyre wear is so brutal here. Brian Moncani going in to shed his softs. Now where is Mini going to stand? But Mini's on those hard tyres, remember. So Mini isn't going to be able to match up to the Moncani. Moncani should surely get out ahead of Mini. Mini coming down the straight now, followed closely by his teammate Brian Moncani. What tyre is he going to choose for this midpoint of the race? Stubbs goes through on those medium tyres. It's a straight shootout between Double Aaron and the Stubbs. Looks like Moncani's gone to the medium tyre, ladies and gentlemen. Is he ahead of the Mini? Where's the cameraman? Sort it out. Yes, the hard tyre on Mini has helped Brian Moncani out in those pit stops. He's managed to get a fresh set of soft tyres on and get himself out and underway in 3rd place. Great driving from the Moncani. Mini under threat from his teammate. Mini doing, flicking around all over the place. A 51.0 that last time around on the hard tyre, with Mika doing a 49.5 on the medium tyre. Eric of Canada following him around, a 50.2 on his medium tyre. Souness now onto the medium tyres, and he's still doing his first time lap on them. The other lap was an out lap, and gets smurfed on those hard tyres still. What lap is he going to be waiting for, ladies and gents? We've still got 15 laps of this race to go. And we saw Brian Moncani made his softs last to 11, but that is because he has the tenderest touch on the paddock. You can barely, it's like a butterfly has landed when he touches you. So Stubbs picking up a penalty, and his tyres are looked a little bit grueling, as are Double Aaron's, but they are taking these mediums or late into no. Stubbsy has decided this is it. This is all the mediums are going. 12 laps for him. And what tyre will he choose? Obviously Brian Moncani saving the hard tyre for the end, which makes me think that he hasn't done any testing and doesn't know how long the tyres are going to last, so he's just winging it and saving the hards, and if everything lasts he'll just do the 3 laps on the hards. But I'm not sure, because that's kind of how I did my race. Well, no, actually I started on the hards, but I did 6 laps on them because I knew without testing that the tyre wear was going to be gruesome. Stubbs out then with that penalty behind Mika, so it is back to how it was before all of the pit stops. Double Aaron yet to pit, but I think he's got a pit in hand and would still come out ahead of these guys. Brian Moncani on the softs, he is further ahead of Mini, but Mini doing an absolute stand-up job, amazing job on those hard tyres. He is just going on and on like Everlast, is it, or Duracell? I'm going to have a sip of my hot brew. And now Mika decides this is the moment to make a move. And don't forget, they've got Stubbs just behind him. And I'll check what tyres Stubbs went on. He was on the mediums, and now he's on the softs. This is dangerous. It's dangerous, ladies and gents. Mika wants to get on with getting on, because Stubbs is on those soft tyres, and he is hunting Rizzlers. So Mini still ahead on the hard tyre, and he's hurting his teammate, in all fairness, but it's all fair in love and war in the Pro Sim Racer world. Mika does get through, and so does the Stubbs. But don't forget, Mini has to take consolation in these guys have not run the hard tyre yet. And it's not over for Mini. He's still holding in against Stubbs, and Stubbs will get a half a second penalty up and along this start straight. So Mini should somehow stay ahead of the Stubbs for the time being. But those soft tyres are very fast next to the hard tyre. So Stubbs has paid his penalty. Eric of Canada, let's not forget, is still in this race on those medium tyres, and he's still there on the same straight as these guys. It's beautiful racing, ladies and gents. Brian Moncani has shot off. He has left them behind on those medium tyres. But yes, Mika has to set and chase him down on his mediums as well. Him and Brian Moncani, similar strategy, softs then mediums, finishing on the hards, where Mini is saving the mediums for his final run. And it's just, when is that moment going to be? He's definitely gone over 3 laps now. I would say he's done 4. This is his 5th lap on the hard tyre. Smith is still on his hard tyre. Yeah, we said he'd have to take him quite late and long into the race. And he's losing track of the pack now with it. Double Aaron still going around on his original set of tyres, ladies and gentlemen. Lap 14, he really has stretched those bad boys out. It's great stuff. No one else has been able to, so big plaudits to Double Aaron. And he's in the chat, ladies and gents. Wow, we're lucky. You done messed up, Double Aaron. You haven't messed anything up yet. Or is it my name? Did I screw it? Brian Moncani then in second place. And he's used 2 sets of tyres so far. He only has the hards left. And Geary there, he's got the hards and the softs still to his use. He's doing amazing on those tyres. I can't believe he's still going around on them. 49s as well, ladies and gents. That is unbelievable. Mini then has decided this is the moment. He thinks he can get, well, yeah, medium tyres to last for 13 laps, ladies and gents, left. So Mini into the pits. Eric of Canada carries on. Stubbs on a tear, but he can't close in on Mika. This is amazing. He's on those soft tyres. He's doing regular 49s. Well, he's just getting into the 49s. He had a penalty last lap around, so it was going to be a struggle for him. But the German, Mika, is staying ahead. Unbelievable stuff. A solid third place at the moment. Seems to be on the cards. He still does have the hard tyre to run, as does the Stubbs. And Brian Moncani, he's also got the hards to run. And Double Aaron has got the softs and the hards to run. Oh, here we go then. Stubbs having a sniff, having a whiff. And he's not quite made it yet. And Mika staying defensive, but now Stubbs, he's got the racing line, but does he? Because Mika's still there on the outside. Mika flooring it up through the corner. Beautiful stuff from the German driver. Reminds me of a very young Michael Schumacher there, ladies and gentlemen. Great driving from Mika, as Stubbsy now just sniffing exhaust fumes. But now he's through. Mika went a little wide there. No, now Stubbs has gone wide, and it's just every corner is an overtake, ladies and gents. This is League 5, and it is stunning. And I'm the lucky sod that got it. Look at it. Wow, no one knew. No one knew the racing was going to be this hard and heavy in League 5. And Stubbs and Mika going for it. I doubt either of them are pitting. They're just towing each other. Eric of Canada, though, them racing each other is helping him out. Where did Mini come out? Souness is still on those medium tyres. Let's not forget Souness. He's only got the soft tyre to use now. He's a little bit away. Oh, someone coming out of the pits. Mika, oh no, he's just pulling over, I think. He's just trying to be defensive, but Stubbs has already got the move done. Sealed with a kiss, ladies and gentlemen. Mwah! The chef's kiss there from the Stubbs, up and under, and he has got them soft tyres to help him out, and Mika has really made him have to work for it as well. He's used those softs up more than he probably would have wanted to, and he's picked up a penalty in the meantime. So Mika, great job. Eric of Canada closing in of those ahead of him. And if there's more racing to be done, and with Stubbs carrying that half a second penalty, it's going to get juicy fruity down here. With Eric of Canada joining in with the fun. Souness a little further back, but he's used the 2 slowest compounds and only has the soft tyre to go. Mini now out onto the mediums, and he is running to the end, ladies and gents. All the way to the flag on those medium tyres. 11 or so laps, and Get Smurfed is onto a set of mediums as well. And didn't even notice, Double Aaron had a pit stop. Still in the lead. He's put the hard tyre on now, ladies and gents. And I imagine he's easily going to get just 3 laps on those. It's been a perfect run for the Double Aaron, ladies and gentlemen. No mistakes. Pole position. Fastest lap? No, Mini's got that at the moment, but Double Aaron has not used the soft tyre yet. And but he's kept the mediums perfectly. He's going to get about 3 laps on these hard tyres, and then a good 7 laps on the softs. Just perfect. Simply lovely, someone may say. Brian Moncani still yet to use the hard tyre, but he has bolted from Mika. Mika still in the battle with the Stubbs. And now Eric of Canada joining in for fun and frolics. As Stubbs tries to find a way past the Rizzler Mustang. This has got to be it. No, still no. Mika on those medium tyres, driving out of the skin, ladies and gents, and doing all he can to disrupt the Stubbs. And the Stubbs, I don't know if it's their tyre wear or he felt that these soft tyres just weren't that good, or just didn't feel, they just felt a little too grippy, but not, yeah, I don't know, it was hard to describe, but I just didn't feel they were faster for sure. They were definitely faster, but they just didn't feel as comfortable in the corners. The mediums gave you this slight slide that you could get away with, which you didn't have on the softs. Too much grip. So the Stubbs then is struggling up against the Rizzler of the Mika in his Mustang. Brian Moncani has dipped, ladies and gentlemen. He has bolted. Double Aaron has pitted for the hard tyre, and he is going to do his minimum 3 laps on those, I guess, and get onto those softs and then really show us what he can do. I mean, oh, Stubbs is ahead of Mika, but Mika having a look the long way around, but he's got to be careful because Eric of Canada is just behind him and his tyres are in a bit of a better state. Mika being one of the ones to make a very early pit stop from the softs to the mediums, or earlier than everyone else. So his mediums are a little bit more used. Now Stubbs, he's used the mediums, he's virtually used the softs, and there's 9 laps to go. He's going to have to do a long run on hard tyres, one wonders, or guesses. Mika then going for the move around the outside of Sir Stubbsy of Stubbs a lot, and he doesn't make it stick, but Stubbs definitely struggling with those tyres, and there is only one choice of tyre left for him. This is a little bit of a predicament for him. Still though ahead, and is this costing Mika time though? This is the problem. Is Mika losing time with this racing with the Stubbs? And is that helping our man Mini out in the background? Mini slapping the 49s down. Mika at the moment in the late 50s, 51s, early 51s. And Eric of Canada closing in quite comfortably. So Mini is working out nicely for him to give him a podium. I'm sure of it. Mini running to the end, so he's hoping these guys pit and he'll be ahead of them after the pits, and they've all got to put a harder compound of tyre on. So it'll be very difficult to go fighting with the Mini. Brian Moncani still on those medium tyres. They are lasting nicely. He is only going to have to do those final 3 laps with these tyres, I believe. It's looking very good. Double Aaron as well. Is that his 3rd lap? That's got to be, isn't it? So he's going a little longer than we would expect, I think. 1, 2, yeah, this was his 3rd lap. He could have pitted on this lap, but he's opted to carry on. Brian Moncani, he's done as... Oh, no, he's not used the hard tyre yet, that's why. Stubbs still ahead. For some reason, those tyres are absolutely torn to asunder, and yet he still propels himself forward on them. Mika chasing him down with Get Smurfed in the background. Double Aaron saying, tell me you've watched the sketch. That's what I thought you was referring to. No, I don't know what. What, the Double Aaron? I just made it up, like I said at the beginning of the stream. It's like 007. Just gave you a cool, like, code name. I've not... Oh, now I've got to look up for Aaron now, have I? No, I didn't get it from some sketch, I promise you. I just made it up because I thought it was like, you know, it's like 007. So I went Double Aaron. But yeah, I'll look it up. I'll have to look now. It does sound familiar. You done messed up, Aaron. I imagine it's some deep south drawl going on in that. You done messed up now, Aaron. I'll look it up, man. I promise you. So the Geary, he is absolutely hounding League 5 at the moment. No totem here to keep him in line, and Brian Moncani coming in a very strong 2nd spot at the moment. There is still room to change though. Stubbs is, so he's still finding pace on an absolutely mullered set of soft in for a set of soft tyres for the final part of the race. Brian Moncani, is it though? No, I think Geary's going to be fine. Now in the background, Stubbs going in also, as well as Mika. They're all going to the hard tyre. Wowzers. Wowzers indeed. Eric of Canada, loads of tyre left. He's carrying on. Now Mini, is he going to jump these guys? He should. But Eric of Canada, he may have really pulled the hat down on everyone's eyes here, and he's pulled off a super move by making his medium tyres last. So much better than everyone else. Mini then, no, Stubbs is coming out, but behind Mini on the medium tyres, Stubbs has gone hard, and so has Mika for the final part of this race. I may have done. It's so exciting. I think I've gone slightly hard. So Brian Moncani leads ahead of a double Aaron. Eric of Canada pulling a fast one. Keel and Peel. I'll look it up afterwards. I might have, maybe subliminally I've done it out of that. So Brian Moncani then. But I was trying to give you a cool sort of double A run. I was saying earlier in the stream, you probably missed it at the beginning, where I said I think I'm moving up to League 4 to do the comms, and you'll be getting promoted, so you won't be getting away from double A run. You'll be thinking at the end of this season, I don't have to hear double A run ever again. And you might have me next season. So Brian Moncani at the moment on those medium tyres. He's going to go all the way to lap 24. Yes, to the end of lap 24. And he's just put a lap on G Smith. I thought that was Get Smurfed for a second. Then I was like, oh my god, not Get Smurfed. That is Get Smurfed. I thought it was Eric of Canada. I was like, oh my god, Eric of Canada is right close to Brian Moncani. But no, that's the Smith. Did we start with 7? We lost someone. Oh, Souness is gone. He is famous for it though. He does like to. I think he has a bad connection. We'll just put it down to that. Either a bad temper or a bad connection. I'm not sure which one. And Double A Ron saying, think I've got an 80-point lead after this round. Yes, you could have a rest. Not telling you should, but I'm just saying. Double A Ron then in second place, but he's on those soft tyres. But I mean, he knows that the Moncani's going to have to make a pit stop, and he's looking for fastest laps here. Eric of Canada is he's a sneaky one. Yeah, but I think he does have to stop though. I think he hasn't used the hard tyre yet. He's saving the hard tyre for the last 3 laps. So Mini still in with a podium shout, ladies and gentlemen. It's not over. But Eric of Canada, oh, what a shame he's got to use those hard tyres. He's in it. Enjoy your comms, bud. Oh, bless you. Thank you, Aaron. Look, see, I'm nice. I'm nice when you say nice things. So there's Aaron in second place, doing a wonderful job. Brian Moncani in the lead, but on lap 25 sorry. Oh, get smurfed. Having a meeting with Barry R. They're discussing what they're going to have for lunch. And again, oh, the turning circle on the Mustang, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, it just put you all the way back again. What? Just reverse all the way back. What's the matter with you? Oh, yeah. If in doubt, spin it. So, get smurfed, having fun with the barrier. And Brian Moncani then in the lead. Double A Ron getting that fastest lap. 47.7, ladies and gentlemen. We haven't seen anything in the 7s late in this race so far. And Arman Geary is absolutely doing a solid job. That's early. Eric of Canada early onto the hard tyres. This is not what you need. You should have gone to lap 24. They're not even worn yet. He's barely used those mediums. Eric, come on. So Mini then moves up and into third place. The Stubbs on the hard tyre then moves ahead of Eric. Eric, you could have bloody beat these guys. Oh, and Mika somehow has gone through as well on his hard tyres. Eric of Canada coming out on the hard tyres, but I think he still had time. I think he still had a couple of laps left on those mediums, my friend. I think you could have gone to lap 24 at the minimum with those medium tyres. Gets smurfed on his mediums, but he's had some issues during the race. Brian Moncani leads them away, but Double A-Ron, he's going to try and catch him on the track before Brian makes his pit stop on lap 24. Mini The race did come to him as he hoped, and the guys behind him on a slower tyre. It's going to be a struggle for him to catch up. And Eric of Canada making his pit stop. Their pit stops, why are their pit stops not showing up? Oh, they made it a couple of laps before, didn't they? It's Eric of Canada last lap, sorry. Oh, dude, if you'd stayed on those medium tyres up to lap 24, you might have built a gap up from Mika and the Stubbs. Oh. Although Stubbs doing very good lap times on hard tyres, isn't he? 49.8, that is impressive. Mika on his 51s at the moment, so Stubbs very fast on a set of hard tyres. How's Mini doing? 49.4s. And he's got a bit of a gap. He can't make no mistakes, and he better hope those tyres don't chew themselves up before the end of the race. We've still got 5 laps to go. Brian Moncani leading the way with Double A Ron in second spot. Double A Ron getting that fastest lap of the race so far and chasing down Brian Moncani, who is yet to put the hard tyre on. And we making the assumption that he's going to pit on lap 24 to do his minimum 3 laps on the hard tyre in the chat. Hey, it's Dominic. Hello. Why, hello, my friend. And Double A Ron in second with Mini in third. And Mini looking very safe from the Stubbs, but the Stubbs is smashing out some very impressive lap times. Very impressive lap times on those hard tyres, I've got to say. Mika, he's just in the 50s, but the Stubbs managing to get 49s. It looks like he preferred the harder tyre. Double A Ron, he's just, oh, those soft tyres are you? You can't use them up too soon, my friend. Maybe he's backing off a little bit. He did do a 48. Still fast in it, a 48.0. But yeah, he's chewing the tyre up. And Brian Moncani just there in the sights. Double A Ron, it's a small dot, but you can see him up the road. My word. How uncomfortable for the Moncani. This is lap... Oh, he's just started. Phew. I was getting worried then. This is lap 24. This should be the pit stop lap then for all those that have not used the hard tyre yet. Stubbs, Mika, Canada have all done it. The Smith, I think, has used it. He has used his hard tyre already. So it's just the Moncani that's making his pit stop at the end of this lap. And Double A Ron will just cruise on by to victory lane. Dominic saying, so Wednesday is when you do it right? Yes, my friend. Yes, Wednesday evening I'll do your race. I promise you. Without fail. Tonight is the URL because they raced Sunday. I try and do it in chronological order. Because Tuesday then it'll be another group that raced on Sunday night, OTH. And then Wednesday they're having a break in URL, which I usually do live. I'll do your race for you, bro. Don't you fret. Don't you worry, my mate. It'll be here. Brian Moncani then leading the way with Aaron Moncani. I've blended the two. Aaron Geary chasing him down. And it's a 48.4, so the tyres are starting to be a concern, which could be good news, but it's too much. It's too much with those hard tyres, unless he can find the pace that Stubbs is getting. But Stubbs now dropping into the 50s, but it looks like he had to get past, get smurfed. In the meantime, Mika, 50.6, but he just can't live with the Stubbs. And Eric of Canada living with the harder tyre a little bit better. Well, they're about even Stevens, these two. But Eric of Canada chasing down that 5th place of Mika's. Now Brian Moncani, as predicted, has come into the pits, and Double A Ron cruises on by. But, ladies and gents, those tyres are looking woeful. 3 laps to go. Should be able to do. We saw him with the mediums go very late into the race. But yeah, the Mustang not a fan of the soft tyre, it seems. Brian Moncani in the pits. Now can Mini, has Mini done enough? I counted Mini out. I thought Brian Moncani had bolted. Yes. Brian Moncani out. Way ahead. Not that, I'm celebrating, but yeah, for some reason in my head I thought Brian Moncani was ahead. But don't forget, Brian Moncani now on the harder tyre, Mini on the mediums. He's been absolutely consistent in the 49s ever since putting the medium tyres on. He could still It's a big gap, but he could still catch the Moncani here, ladies and gents. Who knows? So Mini in third, but second place may be on with the hard tyres. Stubbsy doing some, well, he's dropping into the 50s now. He was doing some unbelievable pace. Maybe he can't be worried about fuel. I think fuel is fine. Mika then, still under threat from the Eric of Canada. Eric of Canada getting ever closer, a 50.4 from Eric of Canada last time around. Mika, 51.6, dropped a lot of time that last lap around. And with them coming up to lap, Eric of Canada's teammate, he won't do anything to affect it, but it's going to be playing on Mika's mind. He's going to be thinking that car is in my way, even though it is not. So Mika on board as he comes close to the Buzzing Hornet, and the Buzzing Hornet way out of the way, not giving Mika any cause for concern. But the main cause of concern is Eric of Canada coming through hard and fast, and it's going to be scary for Mika. Stubbs doing a fantastic job, but he is closing in on Mini. If Mini's doing a super job there, I don't think there's any fear that Stubbs is going to catch him. But that is frustrating for Mini. He can see Brian Moncani just in the distance. Brian Moncani on those hard tyres, but with only this lap and the next one to go, it's going to be a tough call for Mini to close in and make an attack on Brian. Brian's done the hard work earlier in the race, and now he's reaping the rewards on a slower set of tyres. Stubbsy pushing until the very bitter end. He wants that podium, ladies and gents. Mika in 5th place, keeping Eric of Canada at bay, but in all fairness, GS Myth got right off of the racing line and made sure he wasn't causing any ill effect. OMG, ladies and gents, have you checked out Geary is he's wounded. He's torturing his tyres, ladies and gents. He's only got one more lap to do though, and there's a little sliver of white on that tyre, so he can still make it all the way around. But my gosh, those soft tyres were pretty much useless in this race. Brian Moncani on his hard tyres, 57.6. That was his out lap. Let's see what he's doing here. But he's got one more lap. I think he's safe from Mini. And he crosses the line on the hard tyre with a 49.51. A 51.2 as he starts his final lap. Mini in the 49s, but it's just not. 48.7. Mini. If only it was one of them times Brian Moncani was doing his 7 or 8 laps on a set of hard tyres, but he opted for just the 3 laps this time. And Mini, though, he's got to be happy with third, surely. Stubbs flashing fuel, and maybe that's why we saw him backing off a little bit for a couple of laps. But no, it's the final lap. That's more than enough fuel. Mika, wow, he got loads of fuel. Did he top up, or he just hasn't used his accelerator to full extent? He's short shifting. But he stayed ahead of Eric of Canada, and job's a good un for Mika. Great job there. I mean, I imagine he's lost a position to Stubbs and Brian Moncani, but great racing from all. So here we are then, the championship leader. Oh, those tyres were totally done by the end. Championship leader then bringing it around with no grip. Look at him, he can barely stay on the road as he brings it around the final corner, heading up towards victory lane, ladies and gents. The championship is all but won. Me and you, Geary, League 4 next season. Big boy. Let's show them, shall we? Let's show them what you got. So that's the Geary across the line. Another win for Double Aaron. Brian Moncani. A great second spot. Great drive from 4th on the grid. Really pushed the envelope out, ladies and gents. And got a great second spot out of this one. Great for his championship as well against Toten. And Mini, a podium. Beautiful stuff from the Rizzler driver. Stubbs grabs himself fourth in the end. He had the pace, but the tyre wear got him. And Mika stayed ahead of Eric of Canada to finish in fifth spot ahead of the Canadian Eric. And get smurfed. Not his track, I reckon. Not his track. Not his cup of tea. Double A Ron then flying as ever. A great win. And moving on to, I don't know. Oh, yeah, I do. It's reverse Dragon's Trail reverse Seaside next week. So that's going to throw a real mix in the match, because it's not a track that you're used to seeing a lot, and it puts everyone on a bit of a back foot. It's a bit out of camber. It's going to be some interesting racing there, I think. I think the Mustangs are going to be in pain by the end of it. Brian Moncani in second. Mini rounding out the podium. Great stuff. Take a boo, my son. Stubbs in fourth place ahead of Miko. I suppose he'll feel like he was robbed by Stubbs, but Stubbs had some great pace on those early doors, on those hard tyres. And Eric of Canada, I think you could have been ahead of Stubbs, in all fairness. I think if you'd stayed on those medium tyres for a couple of laps, you may have stayed ahead of at least Mika, if not Stubbs. And Get Smurfed just wasn't in the game today, just was not feeling this track, I think. Well, thank you, ladies and gents, for watching and participating and chatting and organising and everything you've done to make this happen. You are special. Thank you very much. Special. So, Thingamajig, this is Thingamajig stuff now. Thingamajig, tomorrow it's the Over the Hill Racing Manufacturers Cup Round 2. Do not miss that. And Wednesday, a special look at a single player game with our man Dominic in the chat there. He's dared me, I guess. He said, what do you think it'll sound like with the single player AI, with the commentary? And I said, I have no idea. And he said, why don't you give it a go? And I was like, okay. So, yeah, Wednesday. We're going to give that a go. It's an experiment. We'll see what it sounds like. See what it's like. And then Thursday, nothing. Friday, World Racing Community. Then Saturday, it'll be Racing Radicals. And then Sunday, Tyre Shredders. It's a busy week. Keep yourself tuned in. You don't have to watch all of it. I know it's a lot. Just watch what's relevant to you guys. That's all I expect. I don't expect any more than that. Vodka Rob is in every chat, man. You must be sick of my voice, surely. He says, cheers, Thingy. And Stuart Brown saying, love the commentary, makes me laugh. Well, thank you. It's an accident, honestly. That's it. That's enough of my voice. Turu, cheers for joining me. Peace and love. Peace and love.